Wow, Leica just dropped the new firmware update for the Q3 version 4.0.0. And all I can say is, well done, Leica. Let's take a look. Like I said in the intro, wow. Hey, it's not often that a manufacturer gives a great firmware update. Usually there's some bug fixes and maybe one or two little things. With this version of a firmware update for the Q3, Leica has really gone kind of over and above. I mean, they've improved the menu system. And keep in mind, Leica has one of the best menu systems out there, but believe it or not, they've made it even better. They've also made big changes in the autofocus, the subject recognition, and even in the Leica looks. So I'm sure you've updated your firmware before, but if you haven't, you'll see that if you look at the screen, it'll say update available right below your camera. And you just pick that and go through the steps to update. And I won't waste a bunch of time here, but your camera will update. And then the new firmware will be on the camera and it'll ask you to do a quick restart. So that was the update. Just a quick note, if you're having problems after the update, on my camera and my phone, it asked me to repair my phone, repair the camera to my phone, which I did, and I had a few problems, and then I remembered, oh yeah, I need to go into my Bluetooth settings and have it forget the previous version of the Q3. So, if you go in on an iPhone anyway, into Bluetooth, you'll see the Q3 there. You pick the little information dot and say, forget this camera. And that way, when it goes to repair, it will repair with the newly updated camera. So just a tip there if you're having any kind of issues. You may also need to reload your Leica looks, which comes straight from the app while you're there doing that. So just a quick pointer for you. So let's take a look at this newly updated firmware. So the first thing you'll notice is that the quick menu looks slightly different. It's just a little more cleaned up, I think a little more refined. And something that I love now are these touch buttons. So the same touch buttons that they had before, just a lot more icons. You could literally fill this screen up with icons if you want. And that's done through the regular menu. But something that I love now, here on my screen, you can see are these touch buttons. And you can push these not only to get to the function, but now with the firmware update, they work like the physical buttons on Leicas, which can simply be held down for a second and quickly reassigned. So this is really cool. You get that same action on the touch screen. So, if you want to change something, you can do it right here on the touch screen very easily. If you're, putting in a different scenario, you can, touch these and of course save them as a user setting. But now it's just a little bit easier to do that. And, check out the regular shooting screen now. It's surrounded by all these cool icons. And now all these icons are touchable as well. So another huge and neat change. So, all of these things are fully customizable right at the touch screen now. Plus, when you rotate the camera, the icons rotate too, so no more reading them sideways. Really neat improvements to the screen and the menu. But the camera gets a lot of technical changes too. I won't go over every single one of them here, but probably the biggest is in the autofocus. So now if we go to autofocus, continuous autofocus, check out all these choices. Leica has made substantial improvements in both the availability and accuracy of all these modes. It has much more accurate face and eye detection, even when the subject temporarily gets covered or moves out of the screen. And built in, apparently what is a lot of software-based AI to help this subject recognition. And, I've used this for a while now, and it's substantially better. It's a great improvement. The Leica Photos app communication speed has also been improved. According to Leica, it's 4 times faster. Again, here we are again. In my opinion, this was already the best app in communication out there. Now it's much faster, much smoother. Really, all the controls in the camera seem to have lost a little bit of their latency. So they've done something to speed up everything, and it extends right out to how it's communicating with the app. If you use Leica Lux, another great thing now is they added an intensity slider in Leica Lux. So if you don't know about Leica Lux, I'll link the video in the description, and at the end of the video I've done a video on Leica Lux. But Leica Lux are applied to your JPEGs, and they're very similar to like Fuji Lux or some of those other things. But now, either in the camera or even in the app, you can adjust the intensity of the look that you applied. So that's really great. So now you can, let's say you're out shooting JPEG and RAW using a Leica look for the JPEGs. You can sit down for a cup of coffee after shooting for a while, you know, maybe at a cafe, and quickly adjust the Leica look intensity slider on your JPEGs. Quickly download them now, you know, 4 times faster via the app, and put them right up into social media. So it just that fast and good. Great app, and increased speed and the flexibility with the Leica Lux now are really some good things. If you can't tell, I'm really excited about this new firmware update and these new improvements to the Q3. You know, it's already one of my favorite Leica cameras, and it just gets better and better, and this firmware update is really a fun little improvement in a ton of areas. A big thank you to the Leica engineers and Leica brand. I think they really listen to what their customers are saying, what's going on the web, you know, and conversations for improvements and things like that. I think they really listened to it, and they really made it all in a pretty big firmware update. So if you have a Q3 or an SL3, I would recommend you put this firmware update 4.0.0 on as soon as you can, and start having some fun with your Leica. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become a member of the channel. It's a big help, as I've talked about before. If you are already a subscriber, I thank you very much. It's great to have a group of people who are interested in what I'm doing. I hope you enjoyed this look at the new firmware update for the Q3. And as always, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.